This step, I saw last. Start video. Start video. So here you have to do.
Thank you. Now I request Dr. Elizabeth Thomas, Vice President of MI, for the opening of first convocation and welcome address.
Thank you, Vanilla, for that. It is indeed my proud privilege to be here on this first graduation ceremony of Mobility India for its students who have passed out for the last few years. I'd like to welcome our chief guest,
Dr. Elizabeth Thomas, Vice President of MI, for the opening of first convocation and welcome address.
I should continue. What is happening? Thank you, Nabila, for that. It is indeed my proud privilege to be here on this first graduation ceremony of Mobility India for its students who have passed out for the last few years. I'd like to welcome our chief guest. Sorry for that glitch. It is indeed my proud privilege to introduce our chief guests and guests of honor who are present here on the dais. Our chief guest, Sri Satyananda, is no stranger to Mobility India. I remember very clearly going to his office along with Albina Shankar, our director, and Ritu Ghosh, our academic director, to his office to request permission to start our MPO, the master's course in Mobility India. He had visited Mobility India in this connection to see our infrastructure. Once again, we had the privilege of having him as our honorable guest at the Silver Jubilee celebrations of Mobility India a couple of years ago. We do realize that Rajiv Gandhi University of Health Sciences has grown in stature during his time as the Vice Chancellor, and it has really become very large. A few minutes ago when we were talking, he said, yes, though we do not have the own campus, but it has got hundreds of colleges. Congratulations for that, Dr. Satyananda. He has always encouraged institutions to start new courses, and we are very grateful to him for having given us the Master of Prosthetics and Orthotics, which is affiliated to this university. We are indeed very happy to have him here at this first convocation of the BPO students. Mrs. Albina Shankar, our executive director, would hand over the memento to Dr. Satyananda. He's on the Mobility India welcomes Mr. Claude Tardif, President of ISPO, International Society of Prosthetics and Orthotics, Belgium. He's online. Yes, he's online. Mobility India has become the first institution in India and the SAARC countries and the seventh among Asian countries to receive accreditation for 3 years from ISPO for our BPO program. So indeed, we are privileged and happy to welcome ISPO's president, Mr. Claude Tardif, to this convocation. Though he's not with us physically in presence, but I know he's there and all his thoughts and prayers are with us. I just want to say a couple of things about ISPO, which was founded in Denmark in 1970 to help and promote appropriate and equitable rehabilitation worldwide. It continues to provide prosthetic and orthotic care to improve the quality of life for people with reduced mobility. And MI continues with that. So MI helps people like me who have problems with mobility. The regional delegation of the ICRC, International Committee for Red Cross, has been supporting Mobility India for many years in various ways. The long-standing association has included material and component support for students and for their practice. Therefore, it is most befitting that its head, Mr. Kader Al Omar, head of ICRC Regional Delegation Delhi, is here to participate in this convocation. I hope I pronounced your name correctly. Who's giving the momentum? Yeah, who's giving? I request Mrs. Ritu Ghosh, Academics Director of MI, to hand over the memento to Mr. Kader Al Omar. Professor Rajiv Shenoy, the director of the Padma Shri Group of Institutions, Bangalore, Karnataka, India, from March 96 till date. Director, Padma Shri Medicare Private Limited, Bangalore, Karnataka. He is the Dean of the Faculty of Allied Health Services and Physiotherapy at Rajiv Gandhi University of Health Sciences, Karnataka, from February 2022 till date. He was the founder director of Healthcare Diagnostics, Bangalore, for a few years. He was also a microbiologist at Manipal Hospital and was also a lecturer in microbiology at the Manipal School of Nursing during 1990s. He has served as a lecturer microbiology, Kasturba Medical College, Bangalore, also during that time. He has many publications to his credit. And as part of medical education under PGI, have coordinated and published the following books: Handbook on Error-Proofing Clinical Laboratories, Research Methodology Manual, Handbook of Hospital Administration, and organized 25 various seminars, conferences, and workshops. I request Mr. Shaikat Ghosh Maulik, Associate Director, Technical and Quality System of MI, to hand over the memento to Professor Rajesh Shenoy. Before I conclude, I would also like to welcome all the graduates who are passed out this year and those who are passed out in the past few years, because it is their first convocation that Mobility India is organizing. I would also like to welcome the faculty members who have had the privilege of teaching these students and other staff of Mobility India, because all the staff have put in their effort to make this graduation process a big success. So I would like to welcome all of them. And as an educationist myself, I always feel that the new graduates are our guests of honor, if not the many chief guests. Is that right, Professor Vice Chancellor? So I'd like to all of us to give them a big hand. And I would also like to congratulate our Executive Director, Albina Shankar, Ritu Ghosh, our Academic Director, and all her staff for having organized this function in such a successful manner. I really, on behalf of the Governing Council, I know our president, Dr. Gift Norman, is not here, but Mr. Vinay, please just wave your hand. Our secretary and I'm the vice president are here. I hope I haven't missed out anybody of the Governing Council. So thank you, Ritu, for giving me this honor of doing the honors.
Thank you, ma'am, for the wonderful welcome address, recollecting the memories and having the prestigious guest with us in this auspicious occasion. And thank you once again. And now next, I would like to call upon our academic director, Ms. Ritu Ghosh, to share the academic report.
Good afternoon, dignitaries on the dais and all the members present in this hall and ISPO president. Thank you for accepting a last moment invitation and managing to join virtually, and all the graduates who have attending the virtual. We can't see you, but you are absolutely within our heart. So without wasting time, I will present the report. Though it is a first convocation, but it is also the 20th year of education. We started the formal education in 2002, and this is 2022. So it is also occasion for. So I will be presenting the glimpses of journey of 20 years, because the first few years are really set the foundation for the future. So we would be really happy to share that on behalf of Mobility India. So the outline of the report, what I'm going to present is briefly, many of you know who we are, but we have few guests who have been visiting for the first time. So we would be sharing with them who we are and what we do. Then glimpses of milestone on the training, as I said, from the inception, key challenges and opportunities in implementing the prosthetic orthotic education program during COVID-19. I think we would like to take this opportunity to share, and also sharing of experiencing integrating student with disability in higher education. One is the challenges of integrating and also managing during the COVID-19, that how we managed to train people with disability. Sharing experience of Mobility India going through the ISPO accreditation process. We have few graduates who are present here who would be receiving the ISPO certificate for the first time. And at the end, we would also be sharing some of the key networking and collaboration which we have done in the past in education and research. So Mobility India was established in 1994 to bridge the gap and bring assistive technology and rehabilitation services available to majority of people living in less resource setting within India and other low-income countries. Our major activities include working in assistive technology ecosystem with focus on grassroots level organization within India and developing countries. Developing appropriate workforce to work in less resource settings, and linking above services with community-based approach for inclusive development and research collaboration and product development. The main professional courses in 2002, when we started the formal courses, we started with the ISPO single discipline CAT 2 in lower limb prosthetics, lower limb orthotics, certificate course in rehabilitation therapy, and short-term courses in community-based rehabilitation. That was in 2002. We also included few continuing professional development courses. One of the key courses was on wheelchair service training delivery. And it was on basic level, intermediate level, and also for manager, then training of trainers, basic level, and training of trainers, intermediate level. And what we did is we realized that it is not possible to conduct exclusively for the students who are undergoing the regular program. What we did is we integrated into the main curriculum of Mobility India in prosthetic, orthotic, and rehabilitation therapy since 2006. So I'm going to take you through very quickly with the first 10 years of workforce development in disability development and rehabilitation. What was the foundation? How did we how we developed those? So there are many, but I have captured based on my perspective what were the key milestones. So in 1996, we supported 10 women with disability to train as an orthotic technician in Bangalore. And why these women with disability? Because working in a grassroots organization, we realized that there were no female orthotists available to get engaged in the service delivery. And with that reason, many were not coming forward to access the orthotic services or prosthetic services, or even if they were accessing, they were rejecting because there were no female orthotists. And with that concept, Mobility India came with the dream project where why not women with disability to train and make them as an orthotic technician. So that was a very dream project. And these girls are working opposite to Manipal Hospital, which is based in near HAL. And since last 20 years, they're managing their own project. So we've trained, we set up the trust, and they're managing their own business. So, and 1996, we trained, and 1997, they started their own business with the support of Mobility India, because we did a hand holding for 3 years, and slowly we withdraw our support. I think this was a very, very important milestone for us to take us forward in the direction of training. We also did a 6 months project to train 14 people with disability in the rights-based approach, because we felt that we need to have activists in the community who can create awareness, who can mobilize the community, make them understand what are their needs, what are their rights, and make them available to access their rights. But as Mobility India grew, the new concerns realized. MI had to establish Rehabilitation Research and Training Center to address these concerns, because it was felt that in this small scale training may not really address the need, and MI has to play a larger role, and with not only within India, also other country. And that's how this center was set up. And definitely we were not trained as a teacher. We did not know what kind of a curriculum will be framed. So the first draft of curricula were developed in orthotic prosthetic, following ISPO guidelines. So from the beginning, we really were clear that we have to maintain an international standard. And also the rehabilitation therapy curriculum was taken from the Guyana. 2002, we started. So within a few years, we developed the curriculum, we trained ourselves as a trainer, and on 2002, we started in July the lower limb prosthetic, orthotic, and rehabilitation courses with 31 students. And one thing which we promoted was include people with disability within the program so that they can become a role model in any service delivery organization that they work on, also in the rural community. Apart from these formal courses, we believed in community-based rehabilitation. So we also started few short courses like 6 weeks for CBR workers as well as for the managers. And slowly we started, once we made our base, we started moving towards low-income countries, starting with Mozambique. And we started conducting various courses, on-site support and refresher program. Head of delegation, regional delegation, he's here. Just for you to know, sir, that we started getting the support from, we were getting from ICRC SFD and International Committee of Red Cross and ICRC. They started sponsoring students from 2004. And Claude is online, and I know that in 2004 or 5, he visited with the team to evaluate our program, that how good we are doing, and also alarming where we were not doing good. So thank you for doing that, Claude, with your team when you were working in ICRC. That was very, very useful step for us to take it forward. There were also very important milestone, because we developed the curriculum, but how do we know it's working? How we know that it is benefiting the people? So what we did is, with the help of the consultant from University of Sheffield and supported by Handicap International and CBM, that we did the evaluation continuously for first batch, second batch, and third batch, looking at all aspects of the training program, starting from the curriculum, the infrastructure, in terms of what they're doing in the field, and also what their supervisor are telling. So the graduate can say, I'm doing this, this, and all, but then we went one level up and say, okay, what supervisor has to say? So now today we realize that when a lot of publication happens, and I said, oh, I think this is something, the research work we did on the education that time, to really see that the testing of a curriculum, whether it's working or not working. Everything we cannot do alone. So ICRC continued supporting us in training Mobility India staff in various technology, including PP technology. As I said earlier in my presentation, that we integrated the wheelchair training package, but it was not easy for us to do it without training. So our team got trained in Sri Lanka, the prosthetist and orthotist, occupational therapy, and physiotherapy. We always believed in multidisciplinary work, and we didn't do exclusive service delivery in wheelchair. We integrated into the program. Service delivery, we integrated into the training delivery. So you can see these images that we are going with the graduate in the community, in the house, and trying to see that what our graduates are working. And also you can see the middle image, we are in Ethiopia with one organization, Handicap National that time. I don't know what is the name. I think the name has changed. So we are working with that team. And also it's not we only work going, we were also bringing experts like from Northern Western University to Mobility India. So it was like a cycle that what we could do and what we can get from outside. Coming back to how we moved with ISPO, our former president, Dan Blocker, Dr. Bak Sarwar from Pakistan, they conducted the final examination, ISPO examination, and Mobility India received first time ISPO CAT to single discipline. We have one graduate who will be graduating in ISPO CAT to discipline today. And we were the first one to receive this recognition. And under the affiliation to Rajiv Gandhi University of Health Science, Karnataka, and recognized by Rehabilitation of Council, and a lot of support Professor Shenoy really rendered during that time in framing the curriculum. And we started in 2008, and we became the first institution to start in Southern India. Another milestone was the staff exchange. We were fortunate to send, with the support of ICRC SFD, we could send our staff to Cambodia, Vietnam, Sri Lanka, and similarly we could receive them. So we did a staff exchange, not only the teacher, but also clinician and also administrative staff, that how whole things are managed in other schools. We slowly expanded our reach out to WHO, and we piloted the various packages. So we tested first our curriculum and our packages, and then we built our capacity, and then we started testing the packages of WHO. We also went into the research and publication. We started coming out with the various books which can benefit various rehabilitation professionals, especially working at the grassroots level. And also we revised and published. It is also very important that we recognize the effort of the student. We recognize the effort of the student, not the students who are already outperforming. We also experience that many students coming from a very vulnerable situation and having a poor socioeconomic background, language difficulty, they really struggle. And we thought, why not to really recognize them and encourage them? So these Joe Miller Award, Memorial Award was introduced to acknowledge those individuals and students who are overcoming multiple barriers and also performing. So the revised edition of the book was released, and here the milestone was we didn't stick to only English. We went to Hindi, which can be also addressed in various parts of India, and as well as Bengali, where it is also used in Bangladesh. Now we had certain experiences, so we played our role that we also did a 1-month intensive training to develop a local cadre in Afghanistan. And we trained the trainers because they didn't have any trained trainers. So they accessed our services. They were here and we trained them as a trainer. Coming back to COVID outbreak, I think all were affected. We also got affected, and that created a lot of challenge. So, of course, we all know that teaching and learning remotely through online was the only option during the lockdown. But we were not really prepared, well-versed with online teaching and handling equipment. And also for Mobility India, financial implication was also one aspect that the institute had to be ready to immediately invest. And it also, we really needed a student cooperation. Application of teaching and assessment methodologies during that time was key. So new experiences, new challenges, new opportunities for teachers, students, as well as institutions. The immediate decision to switch to online mode using various mode was taken to engage the students. Teachers were asked to go through the online module, how to handle online teaching and handling. And immediate investment from the institution side was taken for online delivery. And I'm thankful to ICRC that time their readiness to support us to equip Mobility India to handle the online session. So thank you, Navid, for coming forward and being very flexible. And that was really helpful during that time. And novel approaches for teaching and assessment. Thank you, our faculty who were really innovative that with the minimum, what best we could manage. So new opportunities gave new perspective for Mobility India. But that was not enough. We could see that that still, we were fragmented. We didn't know, where we are heading. And we realized that our alumni are there, and how can we make best use of it? So some additional activities we added, taking the benefit of the digital world, because sometimes back we did a research that how many of our graduates are really connected with internet. And to my surprising, when we did this, only 10%, and among the 10%, they were accessing once in a month. So in 2012, when we did this, we realized that, okay, these social media connectivity and all will not work. But as soon as this COVID happened, then everybody was connected. And we thought this is again a time to revive this, that we can again try connecting the alumni. And we started the alumni mentorship program because it's 20 years. Our graduates are around within all over India as well as other countries. They have equal experiences what we have, and I'm sure they can contribute. And many graduates came forward. Yes, we are ready to help. And they were engaged in the alumni mentorship program. Blended mode training was introduced in the wheelchair service, and there were various RCI accredited webinars were done. And this was also opportunity, gave us the extra time to take up a research activity and networking. Coming back to one unique experiences, I think it would be interesting for all of us to know that we had, during that time, we had a learner, sorry, there's a spelling mistake, learner with speech and hearing impairment. It was okay when there was no COVID. We could manage, we could explore. But when COVID happened, we didn't know how to really assist our learners with the speech and hearing. But thanks to the dedicated team of MI faculty, special mention to Vanilla, Soumya, and there were few more that they went out of the way to support. And also there were few peer group who really one-to-one teaching was done. Lot of softwares were introduced, lot of patients we had. 1 hour sessions we used to conduct in 4 hour session. So it was a real tough time for us, but that also challenged us to adapt our training program, assessment methodology and approaches towards inclusive education. If Claude is virtually online, I contacted him and I said, we have one graduate completing ISPO. Will he allowed to attend the ISPO examination? Because he cannot speak or hear, but we have trained him. And he said it is a very strong signal to the world, and why not? So I think Buddhi Charan is the first one to get the ISPO accredited in lower limb prosthetic. And thanks to all the trainers who took all the effort, Praveen, Kamraj, Rajdeep, and so on, to really make sure that he has been supported. And thanks to ICRC for providing the examiner whenever we have approached and with the support. And you can see in the image, we had a sign interpreter, which was supported by ICRC. So thank you for that. So presently, Mobility India is running a diploma program in prosthetics and orthotics, bachelor and master program. VC sir has really helped and encouraged to take up a master, MI should start the master program. So we could manage to start 2 years back, and we are continuing with the rehabilitation therapy program. So far we have trained graduate in last 20 years from 36 countries, including India and other low income countries. And when I see the data and I said, wow, so we have this experience of diversity, managing diversity and inclusion, and which there's so much cultural differences. And I think our faculties are really tuned to handle many countries, many dynamics. And I think we are fortunate to work in this setup and get this vast experience. So far we have trained 570 students. Number looks so small. And I thought, my God, so much effort. And the number is so small. And that's how this profession is actually. That if we divide by 9 years or 10 years, the number is so much investment, so much effort. And I think this field is so special. And also, I think we have maintained we always wanted to increase that women should be more than 30, but we are not increasing. We are going 25, 28, 30. I hope that this number will grow. So we have always 70 and 30. Still, it is good. We have student representation from South Asia, Middle East, Africa, and other countries. And I would like to make a record that ICRC has been very kind enough to send their students from all over the world, especially from the region. One of the most important milestone was ISPO accreditation process. So we handled the complex situation of a learning environment with speech and hearing, and that gave us a lot of confidence to handle a virtual ISPO accreditation process. Rajiv Gandhi University of Health Science and the Rehabilitation of Council of India did not take up any inspection or assessment during that, but ISPO said that we will take up. So I thought, okay, why not to focus on the ISPO? So we took the opportunity and we shifted a complete focus because we have been preparing for a few years. So we really paced our preparation. And for that, I thank faculty who gave me the confidence that yes, we should go. And the students who are graduating with ISPO certification, they said, yes, we will do it. And with that confidence, we moved ahead and we prepared. So it was a very tedious process. I don't want to go through that, but there was a lot of almost 3-4 months preparation took with various meetings and forms and all that. Just the glimpses of this. And it's images where the examinations are going, and there are various stations. And during the pandemic, we were managing with the OSCE examination. But OSCE examination we have managed, but OSCE examination virtually, and again, in addition to that, assessment going on with the auditor in 2 different countries was really a task. But I think I would like to thank IT department to really supporting along with the faculties. And I would also like to thank ICRC for supporting with the examiners. And also the students who participated in the accreditation process. And there was a debriefing meeting happened with the senior team member, also Albina. And that time they gave the signal that, yes, you know, your quality is very high, and which is, they were amazed the way we handled the virtual examination. And we had a confidence that, yes, it will be yes. And then we got the news after 2 months that we became the only institute offering the ISPO accredited prosthetics orthotics label, first to become in the SAR. And thank you, Claude, for inspiring all the time. And a very recent, another milestone, that's the latest, I think that's the last part of my presentation, that June 12th to June 23rd, we conducted the virtual advanced level of training, though it is called intermediate, in Sudan with ICRC Sudan Corporation. And it was a second time. So last year we did, and this was again a challenge. So when we handled this, the learners with speech and hearing, we thought we can definitely handle in any parts of the world with whatever they have. We have the capacity and we could do it. So we delivered very successful program. And I would like to thank Vanilla and the team who were engaged in delivering this project. So you can see the different images where someone can only understand Arabic, and then some are, you know, they need support. But now who was locally supported? Actually, sir, when we integrated into our curriculum, the wheelchair, our graduate got trained. So they were in Sudan. So we used them as a local resource to support. So that's how it happened. And that's how it became successful. Alone, we could not have handled. As our graduates were there, who were trained, who had exposure with the content, we could work with them. And of course, they were representative from the ICRC. And then there was a challenge that how we will handle the practical. So we had to divide the group. We had we had the faculties handling each group all the time live, morning to night. And then Vanilla handling the 3 groups at a time. You can see how active they were. So it is like a hybrid mode, and they're actively engaged working with the user. And this gives a lot of satisfaction at the end, first time in the country, in Khartoum, the user benefiting. Otherwise, most of the time they're lying and the family is in trouble. So I think this is a great milestone, and it gives Mobility India confidence. And we hope that ICRC regional delegation will help Mobility India to reach out to many other countries to deliver similar courses. And the research activities, this is the last part, research activities, networking, publication. We had 3D technology. I think VC sir, you were there when we conducted the CRE on 3D technology, I think 3 years or 4 years back. And so we have taken a lot forward. Then another product, our partnership with Oxford, University of Oxford on 3D printed breathing powered. Then we we were talking in the room that partnership with the University of Pittsburgh, Indo-US supportive program on the wheelchair. And this is a very special program. That is the last slide that we are working. We have collaborated with the World Health Organization headquarters, University of Southampton, to work on the incontinence technology for the low income country, because we have always heard diapers, but washable diapers, we were not aware. Now there are many aging population, even the children with cerebral palsy, there's a lot of issues. We have representative from Rural Development Trust, Anandpur. They told us that children have a lot of problem and skin allergy, how many times there's a water problem, washing is difficulty. And when this project came and we didn't have any idea, and we said, no, we will do it. So this is also one of the important assistive technology where Mobility India is moving not only with the movement problem, but even with the incontinence issue. I think Dr. Karthik, we have discussed about this in the yes. So this project has really went well. We have done the training, we have done the service delivery, and we have also done the research that how the user in this context is accepting, what are their issues, what are the issues of women, and also the rural and urban. We are waiting for the results outcome. And as the result, because we did the research and we realized that there is no local washable product for incontinence, washable. In India, it's not available. And even if it is getting available, it is for child, not for the adult. So I think this will give us the opportunity to go towards the product development for incontinence technology. And with this, this is the team. There are some in the front, there are many on the behind. So I would like to thank Mobility India board member, Albina, for all your support, and all the faculties who are, and the staff who are in the front and who are at the back supporting for the success. And with this, thank you everybody who are also available in the online, and thank you everyone. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am, for taking through this long journey. I think I understand it was long, but I think every step taken was a learning for us. And we have grown till today, I think, because of all the learnings which we have gone through the last 20 years. So with this, we'll move on to the next part on the graduates address. With lots of love and pride, I take great pleasure in welcoming our beloved graduates for the graduate address. To start with, I would like to invite Mr. Etiraj Niraula. He is from HI Nepal, and presently he is also the Vice President of the Prosthetics and Orthotics Society of Nepal, and he will be joining us online.
Hello, am I audible?
Yes, yes.
Yeah. Good afternoon, namaste, honorable chief guest, prestigious guest, my teachers and all. It's an honor for me to speak in this most beautiful event, the first convocation for BPO students organized by Mobility India. First and foremost, I would like to express my sincere gratitude for my teachers, my seniors, friends, and entire team of Mobility India for contributing to what I am today. I'd also like to say to my friends there that today is the auspicious day a student awaits for entire academic years to cherish the memory and look forward to experience and apply the knowledge acquired through the blessings of the education that we acquired throughout the academic years. I must say the profession that we have chosen is one of the finest professions in the globe, and it includes the foremost, the service to the mankind. And prosthetists and orthotists contribute to ensure the universal health coverage through enabling the individuals to lead a healthy, productive, functional, independent, and dignified lives, and to participate in various aspects of their life, such as education, livelihood, and social activities. On this day, I would like to share a message that to move further forward professionally and personally ahead, one must have integrity and enthusiasm to learn, which is also my mantra. As Donald A. Adams said, to give real service, you must add something which cannot be bought or measured with money, and that is sincerity and the integrity. We must have integrity to ensure we are delivering the best service of our capabilities to the persons in need of functional rehabilitation, and to keep us updated and enhance our capabilities, we must not stop learning. Every day, every event, and everyone around us gives us something to learn. So I would like to say that we should keep ourselves open to learn. As a prosthetist and orthotist, I must welcome you all to the global team, and let's move ourselves together to spread professionalism, extend our best service to the people, grow ourselves, and contribute in the development of quality prosthetics and orthotics around the globe. Do not let yourself down, as you may experience most of the challenges on the path, and we must keep moving ahead joyfully. There are always positive forces around us that guide us to attain our goals. Saying this, I would like to congratulate all the graduates for completing your academics and being prosthetist and orthotist. I would also like to extend my best wishes for all your future endeavors. Finally, once again, thank you Ritu ma'am, Swaikat sir, and Mobility India for considering me to be part of this auspicious ceremony, and lots of gratitude for guiding me in my professional journey. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Eti. I think next I would call upon Mr. Jayat Sultan, but he's not physically present, but we have the recorded video of him.
I'm very happy to be the first person to meet all the bachelor degree prosthetic and orthotic with the CAT 1. I'm looking forward to work and to serve my country and to improve respect in human. I have experienced a lot of different culture and how to adjust in different situations. I am recommending Mobility India to those who are interested in this film, because they are the best in India and one of the best in the region. Thank you all the management and team and all the trainers for their support. Big thank for ICRC Yemen that who is supporting me during my study period. Thank you. From Yemen.
Okay, I think you rightly mentioned he is our student, graduated representing and sponsored by ICRC Yemen. So next, I would like to invite Ms. Lakshmi Priya, the BPO graduate who is physically present here with us, to address the gathering.
A very warm good afternoon to all the dignitaries and each and every person present over here. I don't need to pause to say how very delighted I am to be here. And it has been really an honor to be a part of this August gathering. And this day was one of the most awaited day, for all of us as a graduate. And I must admit that choosing Mobility India was very unplanned, but yet a very positive decision that I have made in my life. Being a part of this unique family has gifted me an amazing journey, all the while from getting a bunch of uncanny friends, a very eminent faculties, and a lot of good memories to cherish in my life. And when I look back for the past 5 years, the journey was a huge journey of learning. And MI was not only focused in molding us as a professionals, but I feel they really taken care in molding us in our individual, in a personal aspect as well. And appearing for the ISPO accredited prosthetic and orthotic certification was an important milestone in our career. And I always feel that my batch was very fortunate that we got the opportunity. And yes, we made it with the help of our faculties. I really love to take this opportunity to thank our faculties. They have really supported us to achieve that. And another major success was achieving the ISWP, the International Society for Wheelchair Professionals, their WSTP certification. So through all of these, we all feel confident and equipped in delivering quality prosthetic and orthotic services, as well as wheelchair services for the people. And I would like to thank each and every person in MI who has really supported, encouraged, and inspired us throughout this journey. And I really got the best bunch of seniors as well as the juniors, those who I can keep closer to my heart. And last but not the least, my family. And thank you all for the support. Thank you.
Thank you, Lakshmi. And it is our pride to say Lakshmi is our Mobility India graduate. And next, I would like to call upon Mr. Timothy to share your experience. And he is our Diploma CAT 2 graduate.
Good afternoon, everyone. It's my privilege to be here today, and I'm very happy knowing that I've come to the end of my 3 years program, that is Diploma in Prosthetics and Orthotics. Now, I would like to take this opportunity to express my profound gratitude to everyone who contributed toward my success. My first gratitude goes to Mobility India. I thank Mobility India for the effort on me, making sure that I get enough training and I become qualified prosthetics and orthotics. And this knowledge you gave me, Mobility India, will not only change my life, it will change lives of a lot of persons living with disability. It is because of your good work, Mobility India, that when I go back to my country, somebody will stand up and walk again, and somebody will get back to the workplace. For that, Mobility India, I thank you for the knowledge that you gave me and for the knowledge that will change a lot of lives out there to my country. One more special thanks goes to my sponsor. This is 500 Miles Organization in UK, Chief Executive Officer, Olivia Giles. So Olivia is passionate for the persons living with disability. And she is passionate for the persons living with disabilities. Her aim in my country, that is Zambia, her aim is to make sure that P&O services reach to many people as possible, especially to the vulnerables. I thank her for sending me for training and trusting me that together we can provide the services in my country. For that, I'm really grateful. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Timothy. Though it was a short notice, he accepted. And next, we'll move on to the next program on distribution of the graduation certificates, for which I would like to call upon Ms. Saraswati, Senior Manager, Academic and Library Administration, to announce the graduates who would be receiving their degree certificates. Over to you, sir.
Thank you, Ms. Vanilla. I'm really honored to request Shri Dr. Sachidanand Sir, former Vice Chancellor, Rajiv Gandhi University of Health Sciences, Karnataka, to award degree certificates to 29 graduates from 2008 batches to 2016 batch. I'm really happy and proud to announce the first topper of 2008 batch as Mr. Dhanamani Singh. I request Mr. Dhanamani Singh to come on the dais to collect the topper award and the degree certificate from Sachidanand sir. I read out other graduates' name to receive the degree certificates. Miss Deepika Ravele, 2008 batch. Mr. Mohit Srivastav, 2010 batch. Miss Krishnaveni, yes, 2012 batch. Miss Sophia M, 2010 batch, 12 batch. Miss Yamini R, 2012 batch. Mr. Frederick. She will get. We have Mr. Sanyam Bhattacharya online. He is the topper of 2011 batch. And Mr. Akshay Babu, sorry, he has not been with us physically and virtually. He is a 2012 topper. Yes, Mr. Kamaraj, 2013 batch. Mr. Guru, 2014 batch. Miss Vijisha, 2015 batch. Miss Vijisha. (2013) topper is Jubair Usman. He is in virtually with us. Mr. Emanathan VP, 2015 batch. Mr. Janesh, 2015 batch. Mr. Karthik M. Anil, 2015 batch. Mr. Faizan Ahmad Dar, 2017 batch. Mr. Wasim Shah, 2017 batch. Mr. Muzamil Shah Bhatt, 2017 batch. 2014 topper is Ahmad Ismail Malwa. He is with us virtually. 2015 topper Amin Ahmad. I hope he is with us virtually. Mr. Jahin, 2016 batch. The topper of 2016 is Miss Rumi. Mr. Rahul Satish, 2016 batch. Mr. Ajay, 2016 batch. Mr. Eldo Reni, 2016 batch. Mr. Jackson Baby, 2016 batch. Mr. Elegance Peter, 2016 batch. Mr. Rajshekar Reddy, 2016 batch. Mr. Obed Rahman, 2016 batch. Miss Lakshmi Priya, 2016 batch. Mr. Noel, 2015 batch. Sujit. Mr. Shaukat Hamad, 2016 batch. Mr. Sujit Kumar, 2015 batch. Congratulations to all the graduates. I thank Sri Dr. Sachidanand sir for awarding the certificates. It is my privilege to request Mr. Kedar Aul Umar, head of ICRC Regional Delegation, New Delhi, to award ISPO CAT 1 certificates to 9 graduates. These are the first ISPO CAT 1 graduates of 2016. 1 second. I read the names. Jahin J. Jahin J, 2016, ISPO CAT 1 certificate. Rahul Satish, 2016 batch, CAT 1 certification. Mr. Ajay Eldose, 2016, Cat 1 certification. I request Eldo to stand 2016 batch to receive the certificate. I'll call upon Ellison Peter 2016 batch for ISPO Cat 1 certification. I request Jackson Baby to be ready to receive the certificate. Rajshekar Reddy 2016 batch Cat 1 certification. Finally, Miss Lakshmi Priya 2016 batch. Mr. Obed Rahman 2016 batch for Cat 1 certification. And who are virtually with us, who supposed to receive the certificate of Cat 1. 1 second, ma'am. Jaya Sultan, Anand Prasad, Miss Afnan Ahmad, Rumi Buzele, Shaurukh, and Miss Sonia Mohammed, and finally Mr. Shaukat Ahmad 2016 Cat 1 certification. Next I will take the names of ISPO Cat 2 certification who is going to get award of like post diploma in prosthetics orthotic graduates. I'll read the names. First one, Meeti Timothy 2019 batch diploma in prosthetics and orthotics will receive the Cat 2 certification. I request Jerlyn Jamisha to be ready to receive the Cat 2 certification. Mr. George 2020 batch Cat 2 certification. Mr. Praveen S 2018 Cat 2 certification. No claps. I request gather to claps to encourage, to congratulate them. Now, now I read the names who are going to receive WSTP certification, wheelchair service provision training package. Mr. Jahin 2016 batch. Jahin 2016 batch WSTP basic certification. Mr. Timothy, please come on the dais to receive the WSTP basic certification. Mr. Sudhir Reddy, certificate in rehabilitation therapy, who has completed WSTP basic course. I request him to receive the certificate. I request Miss Nagaratnamma. Miss Nagaratnamma Mr. Raju M. Certificate in Rehabilitation Therapy, graduates who is going to receive the WSTP basic certificate. Mr. Kalaguru Mahesh. Mr. Kalaguru Mahesh. Mr. Sriram Nayak. Mr. Sriram Nayak. Miss Venkata Lakshmi. Venkata Lakshmi. Miss Venkata Lakshmi. I thank Mr. Kedar Raul Umar for awarding the certificates to the graduates. Now, I am honored to request Professor Rajesh Shanai sir, Dean of Allied Health Sciences, Rajiv Gandhi University of Health Sciences, Karnataka, to award certificates for 22 graduates of Certificate in Rehabilitation Therapy 2020-20 batch. Yes. The topper of the batch in Certificate in Rehabilitation Therapy, I am very happy to announce Mr. Meedatala Krishnaya. Mr. Meedatala Krishnaya is the topper of 2020-20 Certificate in Rehabilitation Therapy Assistant course, which is recognized by Rehabilitation Council of India, New Delhi. I'll call Mr. Reddy, Sudhir Reddy N, Rehabilitation Therapy. Miss Boy Nagaratnamma. Nagaratnamma, Rehabilitation Therapy Assistant course. Mr. Raju M. Raju. Mahadeva. Miss G. Varalakshmi. G. Varalakshmi. Keshavamurthy, Rehabilitation Therapy Assistant. Mr. Chakkali Srinivasalu. Miss Kasalu Geeta. Maruti Prasad. Okay, Mr. Mohammad Rafiq. Big round of applause. Kalaguru Mahesh. Mr. Kalaguru Mahesh. Sriram Nayak. Penna Boosalaya. Mr. A. Nagaraju. Mr. Nagabhushanam. Nagabhusanam. Ponnur Samya. Veena Angel. Okay. Rama Devi, Miss Rama Devi. Gurukala. Another two names. Gurukala, Miss Gurukala. Mr. Vannura Swami. Miss Gurukala. Vannura Swami. Yes. I'll call after. Then. Babu Nayak. Babu Nayak. Venkata Lakshmi. Babu Nayak. Veeranjanayalu. Veeranjanayalu. Congratulations for all the graduates. All the best. I hand over mic to Miss Vanilla to take further the program. Thank you.
Thank you, all the dignitaries. I think we should give a big round of applause for all the certifications of CAT 1, CAT 2, RTA, BPO, all the programs. So moving on to the next part on the convocation address, I invite the guest of honor, Professor Rajesh Shenoy, the Dean of Allied Health Sciences, RGHS Karnataka, for the convocation address.
Good afternoon, everybody. Dignitaries on the dais, faculties, student, and the staff of Mobility India. My association, as Ritu was telling, with Mobility India has been for more than 15 years now. And I have seen through all the phases, right from start of the bachelor's, then gradually they wanted masters. Now ISPO is also over. So what is next for MI? MI word brings a lot of emotions. While we were studying, MI was different. Myocardial infarction. Later on, MI was for Mumbai Indians. Mission Impossible. And like the hero of Mission Impossible, I can see the students across the world from Mobility India, which shows the quality of education being imparted here. The next Mission Impossible series for Mobility India will be shifting to a bigger, better campus, which should happen very soon. For all the kind of good work what you are doing, I think that should happen. And with all the kind of alumni you are having across the world and you, I think alumni should take a big role to see that alma mater is settled down and permanently can provide quality education to all the students. When I see Mobility India, different emotions come: happiness, satisfaction, gratification. Happiness because somebody is doing a good job, and I'm happy to see a lot of patients being served here who come here happily and go. Satisfaction, there are a lot of graduates being created who will provide a similar quality of service across the world. And gratification because this is a kind of service what we expect everywhere to be done. Unfortunately, in Rajiv Gandhi University, except for Mobility India, there is no other college which has come forward to take up this course. Though there were a few initial inquiries, but it's very sad to note that nobody has started it. I wish many more, because we have nearly more than 50 medical colleges. Each one of them starts, it will be a good service to the society. I think they should take it over, and many more colleges should start, many more courses should come, because this field is developing very fast. And I'm happy to say that Mobility India has been very fast to adapt to the changes. Now, whatever recent developments have happened, like adaptive technology, assistive technology, whatever has been there, it has been taken up easily, and that information has been passed on to the students. So whatever you are studying, it is at the cutting edge of technology. Whatever happens in the world, it is being passed on in your syllabus to see that it is all updated on time, and you can provide a better service to your patients. So I won't take much time. I thank the management of Mobility India for giving me an opportunity to be here. This is a very joyous occasion for you, because Mobility India is having its first convocation, which should be a good get together for alumni also. It is something like alumni come convocation, and it's a very good occasion to interact and network. Networking is very more important in your field, and I think all of you alumni will network, keep in touch, and see that the service reaches all parts of the world. I thank you all, and God bless you. Thank you.
Thank you, sir, for that inspiring speech. Next, I would like to invite the guest of honor, Mr. Kadir Awal Omar, the head of ICRC Regional Delegation, New Delhi, for the convocation address.
Distinguished Chief Guest, distinguished Professor Rajiv Sharma, distinguished Ms. Albina Shakers, distinguished Dr. Elizabeth, distinguished Cloud, who is not with us, distinguished graduates, staff member of IM, my colleagues, good afternoon or good evening now. I think it's a bit late. It's an honor to be with you, with all of you today in this very exciting occasion. I'm delighted to have the opportunity to address such a talented group of students and members of the faculty at the first convocation ceremony for graduates of bachelor's in prosthesis, orthosis, diploma in prosthesis, orthosis and certificate in rehabilitation therapy assistant at Mobility India. For you today marks an important day where you begin professional career. Many of you will strive on for a higher degree, but your first degree will always remain a memorable event. As it has already been mentioned earlier, the ICRC's long-standing partnership with Mobility India started in 2004. And from 2014 onwards, the level of collaboration increased with the aim to create greater impact in the field of physical rehabilitation in the country. The endeavor of this association has been to improve the access, quality, and sustainability of service for the betterment of beneficiaries and to promote their integration and participation in society. The ICRC Physical Rehabilitation Program has supported various initiatives, as it has already been mentioned earlier, particularly in capacity building at Mobility India, supporting education's program rehabilitation and sponsoring students for formal training there. Our collaboration has not just been restricted to India, but has had participation of students from several countries, like you have seen earlier, the testimony, including Yemen, Bangladesh, Libya, Sudan, where I have worked and where I have personally also witnessed, Lebanon, Somalia, and Tajikistan. Mobility India, an esteemed partner of the regional delegation of ICRC in India, has been the only international society for prosthetics and orthotics accredited training institution in India that provides certified course in the field of prosthesis and orthosis. Acquiring this invaluable accreditation was enormous for Mobility India, and the ICRC is proud to have been part of this journey. With this, I wish you all very best in your journey ahead. And I am sure that the contribution you will make will be truly monumental. I hope you will look back fondly in your days spent here, and you will continue to make yourself and your parents proud again ahead. Congratulations to all of you again. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. I think we are happy and we hope to have the continuous support and collaboration further. And next, I would like to call the next guest of honor, Mr. Claude Tardif, President of ISPO Belgium, who will be joining with us online. Over to you, Claude.
Yes, I don't know. Can you hear me now? Yeah. Can you hear me?
Yes, yes, yes.
Okay. So thank you, and good afternoon to everybody. Dear Vice Chancellor, the Dean of the Allied Health Science of the Rajiv Gandhi University, the ICRC Head of Regional Delegation in New Delhi. All my friends too from Mobility India, probably my former colleagues from ICRC may be in the room, and of course to the student. It is my pleasure to be with you, even if I'm not able to do it, to be able to join you physically. Okay, I think my friends from Mobility India know that I'm always with them. Okay, at least mentally or physically, not maybe physically. But I visit several times Mobility India, and it's always been a pleasure to see how Mobility India has grown over the year. Okay, so, but for the moment, I would like to take more time to discuss with the graduate with successfully completing their training in prosthetic and orthotic. So on behalf of the ISPO Executive Board, it is my pleasure to congratulate you. Those who graduate from the assistant, okay, the diploma level, but also to those graduating from the bachelor. So the first one accredited bachelor level degree program in prosthetic and orthotic in India and within the region. Okay, so you should be proud. Mobility India should be proud of it, and the students should be proud of it to also graduate from this level of training. And you're graduating from an ISPO accredited training program, meaning that the training program matched the standard of ISPO in regards of education of prosthetics and orthotics. But it's also ISPO. You just have all received a certificate from ISPO. We recognize you as P&O professional, and you are recognized as a P&O professional by the ISPO community, which is a wide organization. It's not only, despite what was Ms. Venia said, it's not ISPO Belgium, but ISPO International. Okay, so I'm representing the ISPO International, which is a global multidisciplinary non-governmental organization aiming to improve the quality of life for persons who may benefit from prosthetic, orthotic mobility, and other assistive devices. ISPO provides an effective platform for the exchange and communication on all aspects of the science, practice, and education associated with the provision of prosthetic and orthotic care, rehabilitation, engineering, wheelchair, and therapy, and other related areas. So you are graduating from a training program will respond to ISPO education standard for prosthetic and orthotic occupation, and as such, you have the competency to ensure provision of quality services And you have the responsibility also to act as a professional in your interaction with the client patient or with the other professional in which who you will work in your different places. You know that the number of people needed prosthetic and orthotic is projected to increase because the population are aging and because the global increase in chronic condition. Okay. Other factors, such as road traffic accident, okay, and I presume in India you have quite a lot with the way people are driving, okay, natural disaster and conflict contribute to increasing number of people with disability and suggest a corresponding increase in the need for prosthetic and orthotic device. You are now joining a group of people who are already providing services, okay, but we all know that there is not enough professional to provide the services to receive new blood. It's always good because we can improve or increase the number of people who have access to services. So today you're ending your education, but you do not end your learning curve because working as a prosthetist or orthotist means that each day you will learn new stuff, new practice, new therapy, and it is important and your responsibility to keep up to date, okay, with the new technology, with the new approach, the new techniques, and this can be done easily by attending short courses, either organized by Mobility India, either available on the web on the ISPO Learn platform, or by reading professional journal, by exchanging with your colleagues, and by you have the opportunity to be trained with a group of people not only coming from India but from other countries around the world. So meaning that you already have a network of connection within the different professionals, so you can continue to exchange together and continue to learn each other by exchanging of experience and the type of case that you will see during your practice. So as I said before, ISPO is a network of professionals interested with prosthetic and orthotic and wheelchair. But ISPO is a strong organization. It is only a strong organization because its members are very active and supporting the work of ISPO International. So I could only encourage you and strongly encourage you to join ISPO India. Where I'm sure where you could find the website, or maybe Ritu can give you the contact to continue to be part of this community, to be able to have access to I would say, the large network of ISPO, to the ISPO Journal of Prosthetic and Orthotic, and to have access to continuing professional development to the ISPO Learn platform. As a member, you will have free access to this benefit, okay, if you're a member. Finally, because I don't want to take too much time, I would like to conclude by congratulating Mobility India for the amazing work they have done over the year. Congratulating Mobility India for successfully implementing the bachelor level degree. I know it was a long road. I know it was not always easy. I've been in contact with Ritu and other colleagues from Mobility in India, and I've been hearing about the bachelor degree for many years now. It's nice to see that it's a reality. I would also like to congratulate all the students who are in the room and are ending their their training and will go back soon to work as a prosthetist orthotist in a different part of different center towards India or around the world. And don't forget that if you want to be seen as a professional, you also have to act as a professional and keep yourself up to date, and hopefully, and I wish you a successful and long career in prosthetic and orthotic. Thank you.
Thank you, Claude, for making your time and joining with us online. I think we really thank for your valuable feedback that you had given, which made us to receive the ISPO accreditation for the bachelor program in prosthetics and orthotics. Now we move on to the next. I invite the Honorable Chief Guest, Dr. S. Sachidanand, former Vice Chancellor, RGHS, Karnataka, for the convocation address.
A very warm good evening to one and all. I think now it's already in the evening. First of all, I would like to thank Mobility India for inviting me for this function. I thought people forget once somebody retires from service, but I just retired 1 year ago. But Ritu Ghosh has called me back, so I feel very extremely happy to be here today. Let me take this opportunity to remind all of you that a graduation day is a wonderful day, a day which all of you remember in your life. It's a red letter day in your life. So I would like you to request you all to clap for yourself for having achieved that milestone of having become graduates. The feeling that you wear when you wear this sort of a graduation cloth is something which you cannot get. You don't get that many times in your life, isn't it? When you wear it for the first time, such a nice feeling, a pleasant feeling. So congratulations once again to you all. Dignitaries on the dais, Mr. Oma, President ICRC, Madam Albina Shankar, Madam Elizabeth Thomas, Madam Ritu Ghosh, and my dear friend, Dr. Rajesh Shanai, who has been with me in the thick and thin of RGHS family. The faculty members of Mobility India, both permanent and honorary, and of course the students who are the synergy of all eyes for today's function. Graduation day has to be remembered for one more reason. I always tell my students wherever I go that graduation day is not just getting a degree and becoming a graduate, but it's also a day where you have to express your gratitude for all those who have made you become a graduate, isn't it? Man is a social animal. We cannot achieve anything on our own. We need always a society, a family, a community for us to achieve something. So if at all you achieved something today, it's what the society has given you. And that's why the responsibility and the duty for every graduate becomes that you need to give back something to society. That is the day. So this is the day where you need to rededicate yourself for the cause of society, right? You are all silent right from beginning. I want you to clap for at least 3 or 4 people in your life who made it possible for you to become graduates. And I did not mention that first and foremost, it's the parents, right? Your own parents, father and mother, who have dreamt of, who have sacrificed, who have gone through hardships. They may not have told you what hardship they have gone through, but they always thought good of you. They wanted you to graduate, whatever course you prefer, and then they have supported you. Without parental support, I don't think anybody can achieve anything in life, isn't it? And that chain continues. You will now provide the same facilities to your children or maybe better facilities so that they also graduate. So that is a chain that continues. One round of applause to your parents. Remember them in your mind and heart and thank them today for that. Our culture in India always says that we respect our parents, Matru Deva Bhava, Pitru Deva Bhava. And the third person that we always respect is Acharya Deva Bhava, the teachers. You need to thank all the teachers who taught you these things. Just recollect the day I think there are many batches here. Whenever you joined, maybe 6 or 7 years ago, the day when you joined this institute here, you are all raw. So you're very innocent, very ignorant, very anxious. You didn't know what was lying ahead of you. But those 4 years course gave that transformation to you. And that transformation was brought about by teachers who dedicated themselves to, also took pains to teach you all. Right? It is the teacher's job is to assimilate something, digest it, make it simple, and then provide it to you, spoon feed it to you so that you understand it better. Textbooks are there. Nobody becomes a teacher or a professional or a graduate by just reading books. It's impossible. You always need somebody to guide you, and that's the role teachers have played. And one round of applause again to all those teachers who have taught. Last but not the least, you have to thank the patients. Umpteen number of patients you have examined, you have spoken with, you have interacted with, and each interaction, each episode with every patient has taught you something in life, isn't it? That is the best education, best lesson that you can learn. So one round of applause to all those patients whom you have gone through, and and last but not the least, yourself, your own peers, your own friends. Learning also happens by discussing with your friends, by always, group studies, or whenever you have doubts, you may not even approach your teachers, but you approach your classmate or a friend who has read the subject and then, better equipped. So one round of applause to your peers. Okay. I thought all of you would doze off. That's the reason I wanted all of you to clap and be awake. Mobility India, Dr. Shanai put it across very nicely. MI, Mumbai, India, then Mission Impossible and myocardial infarction and whatnot. But Mobility India, when somebody reads that, it doesn't sound like a college. It doesn't convey that it's a college or an institution or probably because 30 years ago, when Mobility India was started, it was started with an intention to serve the community. So it started as a service, community service, and then somewhere down the line, they thought that service can also happen if we train more and more people, right? What knowledge we have, we should always give it to others. Knowledge increases by giving it to others. It doesn't help in any way if you keep the knowledge that you have within yourself, right? Jyota se jyota jagate chalo, jnana ki ganga bahate chalo. You should always light the lamp and see that the lamp continues to light others also. Then only the knowledge improves. How does progress happen? How does change happen? How does advances happen in medical field? It's all because we share our knowledge, we publish, we research and such things. So that is what happens, and that's the noble idea that has come to Mobility India somewhere in 2008. They started this BPO, and at that time I was registrar evaluation at Rajiv Gandhi University of Health Sciences. So I know the hardships they went through. But when the course was started, it was very difficult for us to understand the contents, the curriculum. Then it was Rajesh Shanai all the way who guided us. Anything with allied health sciences, Dr. Rajesh Shanai was there. He was the one who got the curriculum done, the examinations done. Probably the exam papers were set just a week ago, just week before the exams. So that was the way it was prepared. Of course, it was a new course, but now it's well established. Thanks to Mobility India, BPO is a well established course. I also congratulate for you who have got the ISPO accreditation. And that's an achievement, milestone in one's academic career. I also congratulate all the students who have got those ISPO certificate today. These are the things which guide you to serve the society in future. A degree in your hand will give you that much confidence, that much opportunity, and that much license for you to serve the society. And that should be the only motto. Dr. Rajesh and I put it across very nicely. Many may get many sets of degrees. Many may become professionals. But what professional career you have chosen is directly going to influence a lot of people who have been deprived of something in their life. It is not their fault. They're just, they could have some genetic disease, or it could be some infective condition which could have landed them with some disability, or it could be some accident or some natural disaster which could have resulted in some disability. You're going to help such type of people. And when I was reading the mission of Mobility India, they say employment, health education, then services, community services and things like that. So it's an organization which has come with a noble thought. That's why it's not wrong if I say Mobility India, if I call it as Nobility India, because they have such noble thoughts. And that is what has transformed them into achieving so many things, right? If at all somebody, and I was also surprised because I, as a vice chancellor, I never knew this, that no other college has started this course so far. It's such a pity. We have some 60 medical colleges in Karnataka. Why nobody has thought about this? Why hasn't it happened? And I was told in Karnataka now only KL University and Manipal has started recently, and they are taking it up in future as well. But before anybody could think of such courses, Mobility India also came with the proposition of starting master's courses in this. So that's where RGHS also chipped in. I remember Madam Ritu Ghosh running from pillar to post in the university corridors, and Dr. Shanai helping her out always. And of course, this MPO course was started. Anything initially we start, there will always be hurdles. We want to change a course of anything, there'll be hurdles. But the hurdles have to be overcome. And when it happens, really happens, the outcome is very sweet. And that is what we are seeing today. Probably next year, you will have the first batch of master degree MPO course graduates. And that should, I mean, congratulations for that also. I'm sure Mobility India will go from strength to strength from every day, every year, and achieve a lot of such milestones. It is now seen in such a building where residential area is there. I think the whole area is residential area, and I would suggest that you get a bigger place, a bigger campus, because your activity is now expanding. You need to include more courses, more this thing, so that you definitely march to along with the tune of the requirements of the society then and there. So that should happen. I wish all that good luck to all the graduates. How many of you are now already employed? That's a quite sizable number. See, so this 100% employment. So this course guarantees employment. So that's one good thing, because there are so many courses when they pass out, they don't even know what to do with the degrees. What is the use of such degrees when universities churn out students with so many degrees? It is of no use at all. Fortunately, in medical field, medical education, most of the degrees that students get are all 100% employable. Whether it is nursing course or pharmacy or BPO or even community health services, anything for that matter, either they can do on their own as self-employed, or they can get into some corporate, or they can start their own business. This is the only course where you can become entrepreneurs. You can become entrepreneurs, start an organization, give employment to others. So always, I keep telling my students that you should not expect somebody to call you and give you a job. You have such a wonderful degree in your hand, you can start your own entrepreneurship and then employ people and give a job to so many others. That is the opportunity you have got. That is the service you are going to do, not only to society, but also to so many families. So I wish each of you get that opportunity, and you have more opportunity to learn, get more degrees. I'm sure you'll start PhD also in this course, in your course, so you can have all that. Any organization which has a good thought will always be supported by the university. The university will never say no, always encourage us to do such things. And I'm sure Mobility India, in fact, I was always telling Dr. Rajesh, I should get all my syndicate members, all my Senate members to Mobility India. I wanted to do that during my course, but somehow COVID was the main block. In the first 1.5 years, I did know COVID, but last 1.5 years I had COVID during my tenure. And that's the time when I had planned, but it couldn't come. I wanted every one of our syndicate member and Senate member to come and see what is the nature of work that is happening here. I really appreciate. Then they would have realized and come to know what exactly is being done in this campus. So my heart goes to Mobility India. My sincere thanks to Mobility India to keep up this work, to keep up this community services, medical education, and also, you have not only, the word is very appropriate. You have created mobility not only in the true sense of locomotion. People who are not mobile, are you making them mobile or making them self-sufficient? But you're also causing economic mobility. You're also causing social mobility. You're also causing societal mobility. So I really congratulate you. God bless all of you for this noble cause. I hope all of you get opportunities to serve humanity, because Janardhan Seva is Janaseva is Janardhan Seva. That means if you serve a man, you are serving God as well in turn. I wish you all good luck and a bright career. But one thing before I leave, please always be a student in your life, because life doesn't stop teaching. It's always a continuous process. A lifelong learning will be there. Every patient who comes to you would be a teacher to you. Learn from the patient. They're going to give you a lot of experience, and that makes you a more complete graduate, a complete professional. So I wish you all good luck. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir, for that valuable speech. And I think all these information messages, we will take it forward. Thank you for that. I think we have come to the end of the program. On the closing, I call upon the Executive Director, Ms. Albina Shankar, for the vote of thanks.
I think after Dr. Sachidanand spoke, I do not know what to say because there are so many things that he has mentioned that has to go to each and every student. I would not say student, I would also say to my colleagues as well and all the professionals across. So thank you very much. I think your talk was very, very inspiring. And I think it's very important, not only students, colleagues, to all of us who are working in this field, I think to everybody. So thank you very much, sir. And thank you very much for coming on this day, and a very inspirational and motivational talk by you, I think has made the day for all of us. Thank you very much. Dr. Shanoy, thank you so much. I think you were a real support to us at MI. So whatever we are today and what you're seeing today, I think it's with your support and the Vice Chancellor's support as well. Thank you so much. And yes, without ICRC support, I think there were a lot of people who supported MI. And one among them is also ICRC. Thank you very much, Mr. Kadir, for being with us today. I know you're very, very busy. The day I came and saw you in Delhi, I think we just met for a minute or so, but then you said you would come down to Mobility India. So thank you very much for being with us today. And I sincerely hope that we continue to work together and try to see what best we can do to the people who are in need. Of course, I think I have something for my students as well, because concluding remarks, they told me vote of thanks, closing ceremony. But I think it's very, very important because, to be very honest, what I had written here and what Doctor was saying, Dr. Sachidanand, was almost a little similar, I thought. I said, first and foremost, congratulations to all of you. But firstly, I think your thanks goes to your parents. I think without them, all of you will not be here today. And whatever they have done to you, right from your small age to what you are today, I think you all must thank your parents, because nowadays I see people ignoring their parents. I do not want this from my students to do that, because they have given you everything. Sometimes people tell you, oh, we have given our heart, blood, soul to MI. But I think the parents have done much more to us, and the family. I would not say only the parents. I would say even your family, your siblings, your brothers, sisters, supporting you in all that. So you all must be very proud, very happy. And please, I think it's important for you all to just share it with your parents as well and your family. So that was very important. And you all made us very proud today at MI. I think this is a very joyous and a very memorable event at MI. 20 years of training was not easy. 28 years of MI's existence was not easy, but I think with everybody, each and every person, student, colleagues, the board members, past, present, and coming years as well, I think will take MI forward. And I really like to think the way Doctor said was Mobility India, just change M to N, mobility. But I think it's very important. I think that's what MI believes in. MI believes in serving people. It's a noble cause. So whatever we are doing, any work that all of us do, I think it's a very noble cause. Shanoy said, certificates are there, but many times certificates is very good. But what is it and how you interact with the people, especially people with disabilities, older people who would require your support, and the poor people, I think that is the most important. Please be human. Professions is one thing. Your intelligence, your knowledge, you can make a lot of difference. But sometimes being very human, a loving word, being kind, I think really matters. Compassionate, please do not forget, because I think I keep telling even my staff members, I think that becomes very important. So what you are, what degrees you have sometimes do not matter, but what you do to people, making a change in people's life, a child's life makes a lot of difference. So please continue to do that. Congratulations once again. And yes, last but not the least, I would sincerely like to thank my board members, my president, my governing body, past, present, everybody, for whatever we are today and whatever we are doing. I think without their support, guidance, I think it will not happen. So thank you very much. There are two people here, Mrs. Thomas and Mr. Vinay. Thank you very much. And the other board members who are not here. So thank you to them. Of course, all of us, I think like Dr. Sachidanand said, we all must be proud. We all should clap for ourselves. I think entire MI staff got to clap. And yes, a big kudos to Ritu. I think Ritu is with us from the day one with the training program. There's a lot of hurdles, not easy, but then yes, very big congratulations to you, Ritu, and to the team. It might be difficult if I miss out one person. So I would say the entire faculty members of MI, and indirectly, there are so many other staff members who support the training team and the students everywhere. So thank you to everybody. Yes, I'm so sorry. Thank you, Ritu. Of course, it's not only the faculties. I think it's the external faculties as well. Thank you so much. Some of them are there. I'm so sorry. Sometimes it happens. Thank you. And there are many, many people who have supported us, even the clients, users, community people. I think we should remember that. So thanks to everybody. Please do not forget people in your lives, like what he said, your users, where you make a difference is very, very important. Congratulations. Enjoy the day. Enjoy the evening. Thank you very, very much. Good luck.
Thank you, ma'am, for the closing note. I think now I request everybody to please stand on for the national anthem. Thank you.
So please, all of you stay here, except those who have to rush for the airport. We will arrange here and take a group photograph, group by group. So I hope that those